Let's take a look at yesterday and today. The current education system in modernized countries dates back to the Industrial Revolution, when agricultural workers needed to be prepared for factory jobs. What did the Industrial Revolution do? It changed what people had to do. It changed the kind of jobs that were available. So what modern countries did, they moved from agriculture into factory jobs, which meant education had to change. Somehow they had to teach in schools, in colleges, in universities, what factory workers needed in order to be successful. That was the first step of modernization in the developed countries. We have to keep pace. We have not kept pace, and we need to keep pace. So with the Industrial Revolution, that change happened. The developed countries took the first step, changed what they were teaching, how they were teaching, changed the end products, the outcomes for the students, because now tilling the ground and growing food was not the only thing that was needed. Other things were needed, and those skills had to be taught. And where could you teach this except in schools, colleges, and universities? But in today's age of instant information, the Industrial Revolution is a distant memory, as are most jobs involving assembly lines and machine work. The Industrial Revolution is a thing of the past today. Today, we live in an age of instant information. You click a button, and you get the information you need. You click another button, you get some other information you need. 10 people in the same room clicking buttons can get 10 different pieces of information at the same time. And so, this rapid, instant world has to change in our classrooms and what we do in our schools, colleges, and universities also. Because jobs now don't require people to be factory workers. Jobs don't require you to be good with different machines. Jobs don't require assembly line production. Jobs require intellect and creativity. Do we have that? Do our students have that? Are we giving that to our students? What creative things, what kinds of creative things are we doing in our classrooms with our students today? Unfortunately, we are still telling them most of the stuff, and that is not helping them, will not help them in the long run. We have to stop telling. We have to train our students in finding the relevant information that they need on their own. That will lead to creativity. With creativity, intellect grows. When intellect grows, our students will be able to stand at par with other students from around the world. Former strategies that involve teaching by rote and following rigid academic agendas no longer engage the majority of students and do little to prepare students to compete in an agile global economy. Rote learning, that is a thing of the past. A lot of our education, unfortunately, is still dependent on rote learning. That needs to change. The rigidity that our education system has to change into flexibility for the students. We expect all students at one time to be doing the same thing. That's rigidity. We should be expecting all students to be doing, according to their flexible notions, what is expected of them. So a student could write, a student could draw, a student could compare, a student could make a flow chart. All these things would tell us, yes, that the child is able to use and apply what we have taught or what the child has learned. That should be the key. So we have to move away from this rigidity and allow for more flexibility with our students. What this calls for is the teacher being a little more tolerant of things in the classroom. When students are flexible, the noise level will go up. The teacher needs to be tolerant of a certain amount of noise level in the classroom. Students will be engaging. Students will be talking with one another. Students will be helping each other. That is what we want our young people to be doing, because in the job market, those are the skills: sharing, cooperating, working with one another, listening. Those are the things that are important for today's job market, not how much content do you know. The shift in skill sets required to prepare students for success is occurring at an accelerated pace. In less than 3 decades, developed countries have moved from manufacturing economies to knowledge economies that require unprecedented analytical and interactive skills. So times are changing. We have to understand and believe that times are changing for our students also. If our students are going to compete with the world at a global level, they need to be prepared for that kind of competition. Developed countries in 3 decades, which is 30 years, have moved from manufacturing economies to knowledge-based economies. And in knowledge-based economies, it's the intellect that matters more than what you know. What can you do? What are you able to do? What are you able to contribute with the knowledge, information, content, and skills that you have? If you're not able to contribute, you are not a 21st century individual. 21st century individuals need to be contributing no matter what they do, no matter what area they are in, no matter what kind of a job they are